Tere. Good morning. I'm Karine Nicolay. I'm from Belgium, and I'm the project leader of keele. Thank you to be so kind to invite me here to talk about our project. keele is a European-funded project, and we are working on an online course in clear communication. Why do I say clear communication and not clear language on the first ever Clear Language Conference in Estonia on this European Day of Languages? Well, stay with me and you'll soon find out. But first of all, I would like to show you our website, keele.net. There you can find all the answers you're looking for about keele. Our website is also available in Estonian. Thanks to our charming Estonian project partners, Katrin and Katre, from the Institute of the Estonian Language. I must admit, Estonian is the one language in our partnership of which I can understand the least. Although, this year in April, when it's supposed to be spring, we were here for an keele partner meeting, and there's one word I particularly got to know very well. It's lumi, Estonian for snow. But never mind, we had a great time and we were warmly welcomed by some wonderful people. And the food was also very good. Apart from EKI, we're working on this project with a very strong partnership in which very soon also Tallinn University will play an important role. Our other partners are Sigmund Freud University, Vienna from Austria, ISEC, that's a Portuguese university, and Simon Fraser University in Canada. And quite recently, an extra partner joined us. This is IATU, the European Association of Distance Teaching Universities based in the Netherlands. We are also happy and proud that we can count on the expertise and experience of our associated partners and our renowned advisory group in the international clear language and clear communication community. I'll come back to each of them later. But first things first, the ultimate goal of our project. Next year, in November, we will be ready to officially launch our course in clear communication on our very own keele conference in Belgium, on which you're all invited, by the way. For this conference, we will closely collaborate with the European Commission's Clear Writing campaign. Another valuable partner for the conference is Clarity International, a worldwide group of lawyers and others who advocate using plain language instead of legalese. But before we're ready for this, we've got a long way to go. So let me first take you back how it all started. Well, it all started with an idea. In fact, it was back in 2007 at the Plain Conference in Amsterdam. By the way, you all know what Plain is? Plain is the International Association for Plain Language Professionals that promotes clear communication in any language. I recommend you to check their website. And their next conference will be in Vancouver in October in Canada. Anyway, back to the conference in Amsterdam in 2007. I remember one of the plenary sessions, people talking about the necessity and the lack of good training opportunities for plain language practitioners. That went on for a while until someone from the Swedish delegation, it might have been Anne-Marie, could have been, raised their hand and told that such a training, in fact, already existed for about 30 years at Stockholm University. Well, that came as a shock. Most of the delegates knew that the Scandinavian countries had a strong tradition in plain language and that they even have legislation on it, but the news of a course offering plain language came as a surprise. But indeed, Stockholm University, as Ann-Maria said, since long time has its Swedish language consultancy program. As the name says, the program is broader than Clear Language. Its focus is more on language consultancy as a service, and of course, it's only in Swedish. But it was the mentioning of this program that planted the seed of the IC Clear course in my mind. At the time, I was still editor-in-chief of an easy-to-read newspaper in Belgium. 2 years later, however, I switched to Thomas More University College. There I got familiar with teaching, and also online teaching, and the necessity to prepare students for jobs that today perhaps even don't exist. So most important perhaps is offer them the chance to obtain the right skills for the future, which I listed here for you. If you would like to read more on the skills of the future, just Google the Institute for the Future and Skills of the Future, and you can learn more about them. At that time, I also found out that the European Lifelong Learning Program funded projects to modernize higher education. That's when it all came together, and I contacted Sandra Fischer-Martins from Português Claro in Portugal. I had seen Sandra talking on plain language in the European Parliament, and she was also a member of the International Plain Language Working Group seeking to professionalize plain language. So I thought she would be the right person to start working on a course on plain language. Please also check out Sandra's TED Talk about the right to understand, to very quickly learn about the essentials of plain language and clear communication. More than 400,000 others did before you. It's very good. Sandra liked the idea of a course, and we decided to apply to the European Lifelong Learning Program, but not before going on a study visit to what later became our associated partner, Stockholm University. Being an associated partner in the project means that they don't really are a part of the working partnership, but that they promise to help us in every way they can. So in Stockholm, we met with the teachers and the students of the Swedish language consultancy program. We also talked to people at S, that's the Association for Swedish Certified Language Consultants. Yes, they've got that over there. Meanwhile, the results of the needs analysis we did confirmed our feeling that a course in clear communication would be welcomed by many, proven by the many support messages we got from all over the world. Research also showed that the one skill most sought after by employers is the ability to write and speak clearly and effectively. But at the same time, there's a lack of well-trained clear communication professionals. Our expectations are that the demand for trained clear communication professionals will continue to grow because of the high illiteracy levels in many countries and a growing awareness that everybody has the right to understand important information. Also because of a plea for more clear communication in EU institutions. Because of an expected increase in legislation requiring clear communication, to the example of, for example, Scandinavia, the United States with the Plain Writing Act, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and others. There will also be a rise in information handling in everyone's daily work. And there's a rising recognition of the benefits of clear communication, which can save time and money. So it wasn't really hard to find 5 keen partners, each with their own expertise valuable to the partnership. And more important than institutes maybe, are the motivated people inside of them. So thank you, Katrin, Sandra, Stefan, Martin, Fons, Ingrid, Darko, and so many others. Writing the application together and with the input of many people working in the field, new insights caused us to switch from applying for a course in plain language to applying for a course in clear communication. That was also the moment when we agreed on our working definition of clear communication. Here it goes. In a clear document, whether online or in print, people for whom the information is intended can quickly and easily find what they need, understand what they find, and act appropriately on that understanding. Whether communication is clear or not depends on the users. What is clear for one person may be not clear for another. That's the first part, there's more to come. The joint effort of writing the application got rewarded, and in the summer of 2011, the good news came that we could start working. Our first job was to survey people in the field about their daily tasks, their skills and knowledge, and important professional attitudes. From their input and our own research, we found out that clear communication today should be an interdisciplinary field that covers everything, from planning, writing, and designing a document to testing it on real users. That's why the course will consist of a mix of modules on usability, clear writing, design for clarity, and project management. Other key principles for the course are that it should be catering for an international audience, but adapted to local needs. It should meet the needs of mid-career learners with work and family responsibilities and with little time to take an extra course. Their newly acquired skills should be immediately useful at work. We decided also to use a modern online learning platform, which is called It's Learning, for the course delivery. And we offer participants a chance to practice their skills for the future. So how did it all get shape? As you will understand, it all takes longer than expected, and it's harder to do. But let's start. Well, on our first partner meeting, again in Stockholm, we started with some dreaming. Dreaming about how we would like the course to be like. And we wrote it all down. Next was the survey I already told you about. We tried to find out the daily tasks of professionals in the field, what they know, what their specific skills are, how they work with clients, their personal characteristics, etc. Because that's, of course, what we would like to offer clear communications professionals to be. Then we started sorting the answers, and look what came out of it. Clear communicating has to do with writing, but also with usability and testing, definitely with design, which our partner Martin Försleitner from Austria will illustrate you this afternoon, and with management. And also, most interesting was what we found out about the psychology of good, clear communication professionals. They have to be open-minded, empathic, good listeners, accurate, patient, multitaskers, team workers, and perhaps most important, they have to dare ask seemingly stupid questions. That's why we also have the Sigmund Freud University with us. I don't mean that as a joke, sorry. With this input from the survey, we worked on 2 partner meetings in Lisbon, once again sorting, trying to translate it into learning outcomes as required by the European qualifications framework. Learning outcomes are what someone should know and be able to do after taking the course. But we managed, and the results of the 2 Lisbon meetings was a nice list of general learning outcomes for the course and the way of organizing them in course modules. This is what we call our big picture, or if you like, our curriculum plan. Still, we weren't finished. On our last partner meeting here in Tallinn, the one with the snow, There were more learning outcomes to write, sticky notes to sort, mind maps to make, discussions to be held, now for the separate course modules. And once again, it turned out right, with this nice list of learning outcomes for each module as a result. So this is where we are now. With our new partner, IATU, as our coach in instructional design, and with the well-respected input of our subject matter experts, I'll show them, Robert Linsky, who is in information design, Joe Kimball, who you could call the founding father of clear legal language, Deborah Bosley, she's the president of Plain, Christopher Bamford, he's from Australia and also in clear legal language, Karen Shriver, an expert in information design, Frances Gordon from South Africa and also into plain language and usability, Jeannie Reddish, an expert in usability and user testing, Karel van der Waarde, he's from the Netherlands, is also in information design, and then there are the ones that aren't on our website yet, Josiah Fisk, Dominic Joseph from Canada, and David Mancom from the Clear Writing campaign from the European Commission. Together with them, we'll start developing the learning materials now. We have to organize them in our online learning platform, It's Learning, make everything ready for the pilots in April next year. We'll have to run the pilots, evaluate them, and adapt everything to the outcomes of the evaluation. And then it should look like something like this in It's Learning. And then we'll get ready to go to the party for the official launch in November 2014 on our conference. So now you all know where we came from, what we did on the way, and where we are going to. To wrap it all up, IC Clear works on an international online course in clear communication with wonderful people and with the support of the European Lifelong Learning Program. What we learned in the field is that clear communication is not only about clear language, but it combines many disciplines. The IC Clear course will be launched on our conference together with Clarity International and the European Clear Writing Campaign in November next year, and you're all very welcome there. Tere tulemast. Thank you.
Suur tänu, thank you. Kui on kõnelejale küsimusi, siis olge lahked. Kõik oli selge, nagu ma aru saan. Ma küsin siis ise.
Was all clear?
Ma küsin eesti keeles. Ask a question in Estonia.
Sorry.
Võib-olla on rumal küsimus, aga küsin ikkagi. Nagu ma aru saan, siis programm esialgu hakkab tööle inglise keele põhiselt. Kas on plaan seda ka hiljem laiendada teistesse keeltesse?
Yeah, sure. That's why I said we're working on it in English first. So we're working on the same thing, but it shall be adapted to the local national languages and also to the local national needs, because plain language or clear communication in one country doesn't mean the same, perhaps. Yeah, it doesn't mean the same, perhaps, than clear language or clear communication in different languages. So it will be adapted. But first in English, then the other languages.
Thank you. Kas on veel küsimusi? Endiselt on kõik selge. Küsin siis ise veel. Tegemist on magistriõppeprogrammiga, aga mis on selle eelduseks? Mis peab olema?
Postgraduate, after.
Et sellega võivad liituda kõik soovijad?
Everybody with a master or a bachelor's degree or proven earlier competences. There will be a test, but all people can join. if they have a master's degree or a bachelor's degree, or if they do the test.
Aga näiteks see test eeldab ikkagi kõrgemat haridust keelealal või see ei ole kohustus?
No, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Not all people in clear communication or clear language need a linguistic degree, so no, it's not necessary, but they have to have the right competences to start, or prove that they have got the right competences.
Thank you. Kas saaks mikrofoni siia poole? Vabandust, seal on ka küsimus.
Aitäh. Nüüd, kui te olete alustanud magistriõppega ja natukene seda teemat seedinud, et kas te oskaksite meile lühidalt visandada ka doktoriõppe mõningaid sihte? Aitäh.
Yes, we'll be thinking about that perhaps in a few years' time. First start with the postgraduate, but it's a good idea, yes, sure.
Thank you. Aitäh. Siin oli ka üks küsimus.
Yes. I will ask in English. I am sorry if I missed the information, but did you tell how long it takes to take this course? Or is it flexible regarding how much time you can put it?
We will make it flexible, but the first idea is that participants should finish it in 1 year's time, but it would mean that they would only need 10 to 12 hours of work every week. But we will make it flexible, so if people would like to take it in a smaller period, that's possible. If they would like to do it longer, that's possible. We mean to make it for people who are at work. They should use what they learn at work, so they don't have time to dedicate 20 to 25 hours a week on the study. So we start with a 1 year course.
If I may ask another question. Yes. You said it would be adapted to other languages, but now at first you have to show your skills in English in order to get into the course. You have to take the test in English. And
some of the modules will be in English, and some of the modules, obviously the ones on language, will be in the national languages, but some of the modules will be in English, so it needs a certain kind of English to get these modules as well. But afterwards, all the modules will be in the national languages, but we have to start somewhere.
And who are going to adapt them? Have you any plans for that?
So the first is the partners who will be doing it in their partner languages, but we're also working on perhaps a bigger network, so if other partners want to join, they can. But these are our plans for the future. Could be in Finnish as well.
Thank you. Aitäh. Kas on veel küsimusi? Kui hetkel ei ole, aga hiljem tekib, on võimalik neid lõunapausi ajal küsida. Thank you very much.